Welcome to the Zohar class. Tonight parasha is Tisa. We learn in Torah and Kabbalah that Tisa is one of the most negative portion of the Torah. This is the portion where Bnei Israel build the golden calf. They build after 40 days. They didn't hear from Moshe. After they didn't hear from Hashem, they decided to build this golden calf, a solution for them being alone, a solution for them not having a leader. So golden calf considered the most negative, but the beautiful aspect of this portion is that Hashem forgive us and Moshe forgive us. You know, that we committed the biggest sin ever, but Hashem and Moshe forgive us. So the lesson of tonight is about forgiveness. Can you imagine if Hashem wouldn't forgive us? He would destroy Bnei Israel. Can you imagine Moshe wouldn't forgive us? You know, we wouldn't have no life, you know, no continuity, no teacher to lead us. So we have to learn from Moshe and Hashem the power of forgiveness and bring it to our life. Forgiveness is the solution for any kind of a sickness. This is the Kabbalah is teaching us. Forgiveness is the beginning of healing. If there is any kind of a healing disorder in our life. The Kabbalists explain that anybody has a disorder, they search in their mind and consciousness what or who or why they are not forgiven. So forgiveness is the first step for healing. Why there is forgiveness? Why there is what is the root cause of a problem, of a conflict, of a trauma that then, you know, we have to go through hard time for many years and then forgive. So tonight we're going to try to learn and to eliminate the root cause of a trauma and conflict, so we don't even have to get to the point of forgiveness. So the Kabbalists explain to us, you know, first is a feeling. We have feeling and then we have emotion. All the conflicts, all the trauma, any bad relationship, any bad conversation, any bad thought, any bad action, any bad speech, first starts as a feeling, and then it's turned into emotion, and then it turned into either speech or action. So the feeling, the source of feeling is our five senses. We always either see something and we say, oh my God, wow, it's so scary. Or we start judging, you know, because we see something, or either we hear a rumor or we hear something. Either we taste something or we touch something. So what ignites our feelings is our five senses. When we sleep, you know, the feeling is going to sleep too. So we don't no drama. There is no conflict starts when you're sleeping. And this feeling leads to emotion. The Kabbalists, they divided the word emotion into emotion. Emotion. E stands for energy. Energy in motion. So emotion is this huge rage, is huge energy that we want to express it. So it starts with feeling. I see something, I hear something, I feel like they're cheating me, I feel like they lied to me. Then the feeling leads to emotion, and then the emotion explodes and comes out as an anger or as a negative force. So the Kabbalists, before we move into the emotion, the Kabbalist says we have to stop the feeling right away. As soon as we have, like, we feel like something's wrong or something's, we don't like it, or something that's gonna affect us in a wrong way, there is 4 sentences we have to use. Number 1 is I love you. You feel like something's wrong, something's gonna happen, I love you. The second sentence is I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, you feel like somebody's disappointed, somebody got hurt from you. You know, right away you say, I'm sorry. The third word, the third sentence is please forgive me. Please forgive me. Not only I'm sorry, please forgive me. You know, I'm saying I'm sorry, you're trying to diffuse the situation for yourself. But when you ask for forgiveness, you also try to diffuse the situation in the other side. And the last one is thank you. So as soon as we feel like something's in the wrong direction in our mind, we have to use one of these words. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. You clean the bad feelings with these 4 sentences. You cleanse the bad feeling with these 4 sentences. You know, and of course, who doesn't allow us, or what force doesn't allow us to use these sentences is the ego, The Kabbalists explain to us, you know, these sentences is our soul, our neshama. You know, it should be very easy for us to express these sentences. But the ego doesn't let us. And the ego is not part of us. The ego is something happened, you know, in Gan Eden when the snake got involved with Adam and Chava. Adam and Chava, they were pure, full of love. But the snake, you know, brought this, they call it in Hebrew, Zohamata Nachash, the poison of the snake. That the poison don't let us, you know, cause the ego. And actually, the whole humanity purpose for the 7,000 years is to eliminate this ego. Eliminate this ego. So, if we let the ego run our life, we cannot stop the bad feeling and the bad emotions. But if I come to myself and to my soul, we start using these sentences. If God forbid and we don't stop the bad feelings can turn into 7 emotions. And it says is emotion. Emotion is not in the metaphysical force. Emotion is a physical force. You can see people's body language change, you know, people attitude change, you know, people look changes. Can we mute Mehnaz, please? So the emotion is not in a consciousness. Emotion, it comes to the physical world, and the feeling cannot hurt our body, but the emotion can hurt our body. The Kabbalists explain that the emotion, the energy emotion that we practice for 30, 40, 50 years, they become compounded. And they keep adding to each other and adding to each other. All the emotions I had during the childhood, all the emotion I had through high school, through the college, through my marriage, through my work, this emotion, they keep adding up. And the brain, you know, has a limit to how much emotion it can take. So the brain transfer these forces into body parts. And we're going to learn in the future that how every emotion affects different body parts in our body. So when it's compounding and compounding without diffusing it, then the brain send this force to body parts. That's why, God forbid, you know, there are diseases, there are disorders in health. So we're gonna name those 7 emotions and now we're gonna be aware of them, that they're damaging, and we wanna diffuse it from our body. And there is a Kabbalist, he said something amazing. He says emotion is wonderful. If you're an emotional person, that's beautiful. That means that you can achieve, a lot in a positive way. If an extremely angry person, if you learn how to transform the emotion of anger into building, into creating, into bringing unity, maybe he can be a good leader, maybe he can has a charisma. So having an emotion is good, but we have to be careful not to use the negative ones and transfer that emotion, that energy into positive makings. I know through the history, some people says, yeah, I have very anger issue and hate issue. I start cooking, good food. I start working out. I start volunteering. So, we don't want to be a potato without emotions. Emotion is good, but we have to do good things with the emotions. So number one damaging emotion in Hebrew is kin'ah, is jealousy. Jealousy. So again, maybe it starts from feeling like I don't have enough. Maybe it starts from feeling I'm not good enough. And that feeling turns into emotion of jealousy. And that's emotion is a negative force we carry in our body, which is very damaging. The next one is pachad, fear. Fear. Again, sometimes certain feelings come through the family, certain feelings come through reincarnation, certain feelings come from past life, but we have to put an end to it. Fear. Fear is the second emotion that damaging. The Kabbalists call all this negative emotion a silent killer. I don't even like to pronounce this, but they call it a silence killer, because they kill a human being little by little. The third one is da'aga, and a worriness. Worriness of the future, worriness of what's going to happen, constantly in a stage of worriness. Last class we says, we are not allowed to guess the future, right? So somebody that is worrying, constantly trying to guess the future. This universe, this world has an owner, has a king, and he designed and planned everything. So worrying, and anxiety is totally against, the creator's plan. You do your best of what's available today, right now. But the aga, worriness, is a very negative emotion. And these emotions in our body get stuck in certain organ too. You see, sometimes we are so worried, we are so, I don't know, jealous, or we can't even talk, right? We feel like there's an apple stuck in my throat. So in reality, nothing's stuck in our throat, but the emotion is stuck in our throat and doesn't let the body have a normal life. It can be stuck in the heart, God forbidden. It can be stuck in the arms. Sometimes our arms hurt, our body part hurts. It's all the consequence of having this emotion. I think the fact that we know it's an energy, now we're going to pay attention, because this energy it can build, or chas v'shalom, it can destroy. The fourth one, there's a six of them. The fourth one is kas, anger. We spoke about anger so many times. The Zohar says, don't even look at the angry person. That's in the last week Zohar. They said, don't look at the angry person, because the angry person is not him anymore. It's the Satan completely took over him. So when you're looking at the angry person, it's like you're looking at the Satan, at the Malach HaMavet, the angel of death. So the anger is the fourth negative emotion, and we all know how bad it is. The fifth one is etzev, it's sorrow, sadness, sorrow and sadness. And they also call sadness, the Kabbalah is calling sadness killing yourself. It's as simple as it is. They call some sadness is like you're killing yourself. Because we know happiness is life, right? Happiness is livelihood, staying young, staying healthy. God forbid, sadness is killing yourself, is darkness. And the last emotion is sin'ah, is hate. And as we spoke many years about hate is the strongest of all of them. I also practice in my family. Nobody even use the word hate anymore, and I always, stand in front of them and say, "Stop using this word." Hate. The Kabbalists explained, when we practice hate and anger, our neshama leaves us for 40 days. Can you imagine how horrible it is? If we use anger and hate, our neshama leaves us for 40 days. Can you imagine living without your neshama for 40 days? It never happened to you that day after day, you're down, you don't have no energy, you don't want to listen to music, you don't want to hug anybody, you don't want to say I love to anybody, right? Because our neshama left us. So the moment we practice anger and hate, the neshama leaves us for 40 days. There is no life food. It's just a body, it's just a shell walking around. Allah, guess what? We said we talk about 6 negative emotions. There is 2 extremely positive emotions that bring life, bring light, bring goodness, bring health to our body. Does anybody can guess what are those 2 positive emotions? Yes, good job. Number 1 is love, ahava in Hebrew. Love is life-giving. You give a love to a sick person, you turn them around. You give a love to an animal, it starts singing. You give a love to your friend, their color is changing. And the second positive emotion is simcha, is happiness. So if we learn that love, the emotion of love and the emotion of simcha is in our everyday life, we're gonna be healthy. We're gonna be happy and healthy, and we're gonna influence everybody. You walk into a room, somebody's happy, somebody's full of love. It's contagious, and you want to be like him. So the Kabbalists explain that when those feelings turns into these 6 emotions, right away we have to inject, the ahava and the simcha, the love and happiness. That's the only 2 positive emotions. I mean, I don't think we need any more than that. A true life of a Jew should be full of love and happiness. That's why we have all these chagim and moadim and shabbatot. When I talk about jealousy and anger and worriness and jealousy, fear, worriness, anger, sadness, and hate, what color come to your mind? To me, the color black. When I think about love and happiness, what color come to my mind? Is white. So that's why we distance ourselves from, black color and anything related to death and dying and cemetery, and we connect to life and dancing and happiness and simcha. So there is a couple of indications that what kind of these emotions we carry within ourselves. One of them is if we know a person, if a person that come to us with jealousy, if a person that come to us with fear, if somebody close to us, as an angry person, if somebody, my co-worker is a sad person or full of hate person, there is a concept in Hebrew, they call it shemetz menayahu. If somebody with one of those feelings is around us, it's probably because we carry that emotion. The way Hashem's computer is working, design is working, is amazing. He put in front of us the negative emotion we carry, so we can see it, we can recognize it. We are not aware of our own negative emotions unless we see it in somebody else. So when somebody go to a Kabbalist and he says, I'm always afraid, I'm always feeling, I have afraid of economy, I have afraid of driving. So the Kabbalist think to himself, where in his life he has a fear. There is a reason that person came to his life. So a good indication next time you see somebody in your life that practice one of those negative emotions, we have to be honest with ourselves and look into ourselves. Most likely we do. Do I, practicing those emotions too? Another cause for these negative emotions are the wrong belief system. Wrong belief system. The reason we study Torah because we want to learn the right belief system. We want to tap into the right belief, emunah. So having a wrong belief system, like I believe that everybody is out there to get me. I believe this is the end of the world. I believe, all men are not good. I believe all the women are not good. So wrong belief system bring us to the negative emotions. Another way to put an end into these wrong emotions is to create unity. Separation feeds. If I separate myself from a certain person, if I separate from myself from a family, from a community, if I separate myself from any groups of people, separation feeds these wrong emotions. And unity works the opposite. Unity eliminates these negative emotions. So we have to work anywhere we are, any situation. How do I create unity? First of all, me and myself. I have to create unity between my body and soul. Then I have to create unity between me and my family, people I live with. Then create unity, whatever it takes, from people I play volleyball with. Unity with my class, with my community, with my kenisa. Separation is destructive and unity is constructive. And who wants to create this separation? The ego, the snake. So I know there are negative people, I know there are bad people, but if the voice that tells you, stay away from this person, run away, separate yourself, then this is the wrong voice. and we have to create this voice. How can I create unity? We don't have to be best friends with everybody. We don't have to marry everybody. We don't have to be brother and sister with everybody. But instead of separation, create unity. There is another beautiful example that why we run into these negative emotions. Let's say, Benos, I see you, so I'm going to use your name. Let's say I'm wearing green glasses and I'm looking at the white wall. What color are going to see the wall? Green. And let's say you are wearing a red glasses. What color are you going to see the wall? Red. So we can argue for hours and days and weeks. Benas, the wall is green. You say, no, Keyvan, the bar wall is red. So every person wears a different glasses, different color glasses. Sometimes this argument is so stupid, or this conflicts or so dumb. We're basically looking at the world from a different glasses. So we have to find the common sense, we have to find the comment area that we can agree that the wall is white. It's not red, it's not green. So there is one emet, there is one truth in this world. There is Hashem design, Hashem plan, Hashem created this life for us. But through my experiences, through my past life, I wearing certain glasses that make me see the world, the way I choose. But not necessarily is the right, for sure is not the right way. And also somebody else's is not the right way. We're all wearing glasses, different colors. But the truth, the emet, is that the wall is white, but everybody's looking at different color. So first I have to accept that I'm looking at the truth with my own glasses and everybody else is wearing glasses. So how stupid, let's go back. Let's say I'm wearing the green glasses and Behna's wearing red glasses and we're arguing what color the wall is. It's not a stupid argument. If somebody's going to look at us, it says, how stupid they are. The wall is white. What they're arguing about? So I love this concept to remind us that every person, has his own color glasses. So don't blame ourselves and don't blame them. We simply don't see the truth. And don't argue about it. Just try to bring peace to the situation. And let's say, you're not going to argue about the color of the wall, but the person is going to keep arguing with you, keep bothering you, and keep haunting you. So the Kabbalists come up with a beautiful sentence. They said, I don't want to suffer for any idiots. I'm sorry to use this word, but, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's harsh, but it makes a point, right? I don't want to suffer for somebody else's, somebody that he doesn't see the truth, doesn't see the emet. So by arguing, we don't get anywhere. By separation, we are hurting ourselves. We just have to say, I love you. And, like we learned at the beginning, or find a common way to walk away from that situation in a peaceful way. So these emotions, they're trapped in our body. And one Kabbalist, they call it, it's a very harsh word. It says we are buried alive. We are buried alive because we carry so many negative emotions. And God forbid, we see all of a sudden somebody's dropping with a disease. And they said, oh, it just happened to him. No, it didn't just happen to him. Our body can take certain amount of emotions. If it passed that amount, then the body breaks down. You heard about this saying, it says the last thing that break the camel back. So it's keep compounding, and all of a sudden one emotion is like break down the house. So we have to learn to diffuse all these emotions. So God forbid, it doesn't break the system. It doesn't shut the body down. The Kabbalists have a good solution for anger, because obviously every day something happened that it's not comfortable, it's not right. How do you deal with anger? So they call it, first of all, be awareness of not getting angry. We are such a reactive person. We don't even think about, should I get angry or I shouldn't get angry? Right away we get angry. So in Hebrew they call it konenut. It's like in the army, you're like ready to defend or to attack. So we have to have always this awareness. Maybe there is an anger coming around the corner, so I'm aware of it. The second point is adishut. In Hebrew, adishut means, don't be reactive, be cool, a cool person doesn't get angry, sometimes through the years, a bad news came, a student, oh my God, look what happened, look at the earthquake, look at this, look at that. So take it easy, be relaxed, be chill about it, In next week, we don't even remember this news. But at that moment, we add so much emotion into our body. So be aware, don't be reactive. And the last one is be selective. Does it really worth it for me to get angry for a phone bill? Is it worth it for me to get angry for the stupid text I got, or a phone call, or the food got burned, or the rice fell on the floor and I need to clean it right away? No, be selective. So maybe after a while, you're gonna realize that nothing is worth it to get angry. You're not there yet, but we have to work on it. By being angry, you don't harm others, you harm yourself. By being angry, you don't harm anybody. You're harming yourself. All the blood pressures, all the health issues, they start from anger. The Kabbalists, they call the best revenge of what the snake did to us in a Gan Eden, what the Satan or the snake did to us, is to rebuild ourselves. From that angry, reactive, negative, sad person, is to rebuild ourselves into a happy person, into a loving person. The Kabbalists wear white, even in funerals, because we are not going to fall for the Satan. We are full of life, we are full of love and happiness. We are rebuilding ourselves. So, there is another indication of how we can work on this emotion. First let's learn about how we can diffuse, because we talk so much about negative emotions. Let's talk about how we can discharge negative emotions. The first one is music. Music is the source of happiness. All the songs, it's so funny. One time I thought about all the Hebrew songs. All the Hebrew songs, they have two subjects. One is like loving another person, or the second one is loving Israel. If you find another subject in a Hebrew music, please let me know. So, number one, to diffuse trauma and negative emotions is music. The second one is sleep good. You know, some people can sleep 2, 3 hours, like me, is good enough. Or some people need to sleep 6 hours. So we have to sleep, make sure we sleep good. Sleeping good is a good way to diffuse negative emotions. A very, very, very most important one is sport. Any kind of a sport, like I know the psychologists, they teach you to do the karate and the judo is good for releasing emotion because especially you are screaming and stuff. So sport is very good. The next one is writing and talking to diffuse emotion. Writing is for inside of you, what you carry in your heart, and speaking is what you're carrying outside of you. So that's the difference between writing and talking. Unfortunately, in this day and age, we stop writing, but it's good to write because it diffuses emotions. The next one is breathing. There's a lot of classes about breathing. Actually, I'm taking some of those classes. B'ezrat Hashem, we have some chance to share it with you. So breathing, in the right way with the right consciousness is diffuse negative emotion. Another one is crying. This can melt a stone. So that's how powerful crying is. And also crying can open the gates of heaven. But they call it crying with integrity. Not crying as a victim, not crying as I'm hurt and a victim. Crying with integrity. That I don't see the solution. Hashem, please help me, show me the way. Crying with the love and with the happiness that I want to do better. I want to improve. And the next one, it's being in a relationship. Like a single person, it's very, very hard to diffuse trauma and negative emotions. So, in Judaism, the rule is that you have to get married at a very young age. 18 and up is the age of marriage because it avoids trauma. It avoids, negative emotions. Being in a relationship and having a sexual relationship, it diffuse the trauma and negative emotions. The another indication for let's talk about more ways to figure out what is wrong emotions we might carry. One of them is being a perfectionist. All of us, in certain way, we want to be perfect, either cleaning, either paperwork, either perfect clean clothing, perfect car, perfect house. A perfectionist can't forgive. This is the conclusion the Kabbalists, reached. If you are a perfectionist, that means that you cannot forgive. Because in a subconscious, a perfectionist see others wrong by not being perfect. So you cannot forgive somebody that's constantly in your eyes doing wrong. Actually, the Kabbalah is warning us that the perfectionism, can lead to many diseases. So we have to diffuse this feeling of being perfect. I want to be perfect, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm perfect in my paperwork and in the way I'm organized, but I'm learning, it's okay. It's okay, not to be perfect. Um, I I was always perfect with my books, with my homeworks, with my desk, and when I see my children, not perfect, it's bring me this emotion that I want to jump on them. That why you're not perfect with your homework, why you don't have an A plus. So that was a good example that perfectionism leads to negative emotions. So stop looking for perfect. Such a thing doesn't exist. You're not perfect. So perfectionism, that means you cannot forgive. So when we start working not to be perfect, little by little, we're gonna learn how to forgive. It's amazing how this system works. Maybe sometimes I want to forgive, but if you're a perfectionist, you're not able to forgive. The last indication that I want to talk about how we can find more negative emotion within us. Uh, it's our parents. We have to look at our parents. We are exactly You're exactly our parents, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. So don't have this illusion. I'm so different from my dad. I'm so different from my mom. No. Maybe we are in a different way. Maybe, we show anger in a different way. Maybe we show the jealousy in a different. Maybe our mom was jealous of the big house, and now we want a big ring. So the emotion is there, but it shows itself in a different way. A father's sperm starts from his brain. It's a drop of water that starts from the brain. His chokhmah and bina, having a yichud, having a zivug, and that drop starts from the chokhmah and bina of the father. Then it goes down to the spine, and it goes through 18 stops. We have 18 discs, right? Exactly 18, and it goes through the 18. And each time it goes through a disc, it's picked energy from the father's body organs. It picks energy from his heart, from his lung, from his liver, from his kidney, from his arm, from his legs, from his sexual organ. So that drop that starts from the brain, that means whatever the father achieved in his life to that point, all the wisdom he has, all the understanding he has, all the knowledge he has at the time of the intercourse, he transferred into this drop of water that goes down through the spine. And the spine picks from all the body parts of the body. Something we call inherited. If a father has certain disease, so we say, oh, he inherited from his dad. That's why. Because the drop that makes you go through the dad's body and pick all the energies. After the 18 levels, it goes down to the kidney, and the kidney like cooks it. They call it cooking, and then it goes to the sexual organ, and it goes to the egg. So we are learning that we are made exactly from the consciousness, the mind, the understanding, the knowledge, whatever our father carried in his heart. If he had a stone heart, God forbidden, then it came to us. If he, whatever negative energy, negative character, whatever negative emotions he had, it comes to us. And as far as the mother, the Kabbalists, they call it, it's a beacon of light that's split to two. You remember when we used to go to school, we used to put a light on the glass, and the glass used to break the light to different rays. So this is the mother and the child is like a light that is divided to two. Exactly the same thing. That's how the light go in a separate way, but they're always connected. That's why the mother feels the children. If a mother is in Los Angeles and the child is in Israel, the mother feels what's happening to the child because they're one that got split to two. So if you're exactly like my dad, if I'm exactly like I got splitted from my mom's body, so we carry whatever they had until the age of the conceivement. Maybe they made it to teshuvah. Maybe our parents, they had us when they were 30, but now they're in their 60s or 70s. Maybe now they change. But up to the age 30, we have to investigate what kind of emotions they had. Whatever they had, they transfer it to us. So we have to look at our parents, see what characters, what emotions bother them. And for sure we have it. And we have to hopefully be corrected. And if we haven't corrected, we want to correct it now. So this is a great tool. Sometimes we don't know where to start, right? Sometimes we don't know how to correct myself. But this is a great indication. We are made exactly as our parents. That's why the Torah talks about families, Adam and his children, grandchildren, and then Abraham, Yitzchak, and all the generations, because we are our parents. And whatever they didn't correct it, we have to correct. This is how far we're going to take the class. Oh, we didn't read the Zohar. So we're going to go to book number 12. It's a book number 12, actually. Maybe we put a different book in a post. And of course, we're going to read about love. You're not going to read about anything negative. You're going to read about love. So we are in Zohar book number 12, in a page 126, 127, chapter 54. This section talks about love, how love keeps us alive, how love is full of simcha and happiness, how love gives us a long life and health. I was thinking about, God bless the Americans, they all have like pets after a certain age, and it gives them so much love and they stay healthy, even if they're alone, even if the kids, they're gone and the husband is gone, but they have this pet and keep them, alive. So with this Kavanah, we are reading this section that our life is going to be full of love and simcha. We learn tonight how to turn every negative emotions and feeling into love and happiness. The only person benefit in a wrong way, the wrong feelings is us. We are not affecting anybody in the world by being angry or hateful. It just affects us. So let's take advantage of this wonderful emotion of love, practice it, and it's going to diffuse whatever we carry this for. So we are in book number 12, page 127, section 54. Don't cross your hands, don't cross your legs. With this kavanah that our life is going to be full of love and simcha, and we practice it and we share it. דאמר רבי אבא, כל אילן חבריה, דלה רחמין אלין דלה אלין, הסתלקו מעלמה עד לא מתה זמניהו, כל חבריה ביומיו דרש, רחמו דנפשה ורוחה הווה בניהו, ובגין כך בדרה דרבי שמעון בית גליה הווה, Dehava Amar Rabbi Shimon, Kol Chavraya Dala Rachamin Alin, Le'alin, Garmin Dala Lehayahach Be'orech Miyashar, Ve'o Da'avirin Migima Ba, Daha Oraita Rachimu V'achva V'kashut Oit Ba, Avraham Racham LeYitzchak, Yitzchak LaAvraham, Mitchabku Da Beda, Yaakov Terviya Achidan Beya Berachamav, U'Ba'achva Yahavin Rachveya, Da Bada Chavraya Ba'ahu Dugma, Estarchiu Velo Lema'abed Pegimu. For Rabbi Abba said, all the friends who do not love each other die before their time. I'm sorry to laugh, but it's so true, and this is the Zohar. I'm going to say it again. For Rabbi Abba said, all the friends who do not love each other die before their time. All the friends during the days of Rabbi Shimon loved each other, soul and spirit. Therefore, in the generation of Rabbi Shimon, the secret of the Torah were unveiled for Rabbi Shimon. So it's not I'm trying to unveil the Torah secret. It says when you love each other, the Torah gonna unveil itself to you. For Rabbi Shimon used to say all the friends that do not love each other cause themselves to deviate from the straight path. Also, they blemish it, the Torah, because the Torah has in it love, friendship, and truth. Avraham loved Yitzchak, and Yitzchak loved Avraham. So they embrace each other. Both were attached to Jacob with love and friendship and gave their spirit to each other. The friends must be like them and not cause blemish to them. For if they lack love, they cause a blemish in their counterpart above. And Avraham Yitzchak, he says, if you don't practice or feel love, not only you're damaging yourself, you're damaging your counterpart also. You know, if you live with somebody and you don't practice love, not only you're not benefiting, the other person not benefiting either. Which are the secret of Chesed, Gevurah and Tiferet. We are done with the class. I promised something about Purim, and it's actually related. Why Purim? Who decided on a date of Purim? Haman. Haman decided of the date of the Purim. Why? Because it was close to the passing date of Moshe Rabbeinu. So Haman says, you know, this is the death anniversary of Moshe is coming. The Bnei Israel are so weak and sad, and they are down, and they're wearing black. Let me hit them harder. While they're down, let me destroy them. So that's why Haman chose that date. Why he was not successful? Because he didn't know the secret of the Jewish people. We don't get sad, you know, at the anniversary of a passing person. We are not sad because somebody passed away. We celebrate a life. So not only we were not sad and ghamgin and depressed about Moshe, in reality, we were happy. We were celebrating Moshe's life. He changed our life to better. We have such a great teacher. We're still benefiting from him. Such a good leader, such a good teacher. So Haman thought these Bnei Israel are sad because they lost their leader like a few years ago, and let me hit them harder. But he was not aware that we don't fall into sadness. We celebrate a life. We don't wear black. We don't become sad. We celebrate a life. That's one of the secrets of Purim. I wish you every day full of love and happiness, of light. I wish you guys Shabbat Shalom, and Bezrat Hashem, see you in the next Zohar class. Thank you very much. Toda Rabah.